Thank you for staying with us, everyone. Political pluralism is a cornerstone of democratic governance. It fosters competition, it enhances representation, it strengthens accountability. But since the 2023 general elections, defections have surged, with prominent opposition politicians across all levels of government joining the APC. In a thriving democracy, political parties are often seen as the pillars of representation and choice. But what happens when those elected under one party's banner decides to switch sides? Today we take a closer look at defections, the act of changing party allegiance, and what it means for the health of a multi-party democracy. Are defections a sign of political flexibility, or do they weaken the very foundation of democratic accountability? Tonight, let's get some answers and insights to my questions from two distinguished gentlemen. Beatrice Kazi is a politician, is a farmer, and a teacher. And my second guest is Gyang Zi, SAN, lawyer, political affairs analyst. Gentlemen, good evening to you. Welcome to Politics Tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So today, as we speak, the APC has expanded its Senate strength to 76, following the formal defection of Senator Jaribe from Cross River North. Also today, Daniel Amos also defected, Rep member Daniel Amos also defected to the APC. There is a school of thought that says that defections may shift the numbers in Parliament, just like we've seen in the last few months, but they also shift the faith of voters. In the end, the question remains, can democracy stay strong if its players keep changing sides? SAN, let me start with you.
Oh, to me, thank you. You know, if you, well, let me first and foremost appreciate you for bringing me here to have a discourse on these particular issues. And let me also take this opportunity to greet our viewers. It's actually the law. If you look at Section 14 of our Constitution, that Nigeria shall be governed by the principles of democracy and social justice. Now, we are not only talking about democracy, but we are also talking about what? Social justice. So the defections that we are seeing, as far as I am concerned, are based on the efforts of Mr. President by ensuring inclusiveness in governance, which takes care of the issue of social justice. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have any problem with that. Everybody have a right to associate, and you have the right to go to any political party. The law protects you. Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which deals with fundamental rights enforcement, as far as I'm concerned, is clear. It also envisages a situation whereby every person has the right to associate. So as far as I'm concerned, I am very, very convinced that the defections so far are based on the agenda of government. If you look at the last administration, I'm sorry, let me talk here as a lawyer. If you look at the last administration of President Buhari, he didn't record this the massive defection. But this President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as far as I'm concerned, he has shown leadership. He has shown capacity. He has shown inclusiveness. And basically, that is the basic reason for the mass defection to the APC. I can assure you about that.
I hear you, SAN, and that's why I intended to start this from the legal perspective, because truly, legally defection is not an unrestricted right, but it is limited by rules designed to, prevent opportunistic party switching that undermines the voter's choice. However, from the legal angle, do these switches exploit constitutional loopholes? Okay. Did you get that, SCN?
It's not very clear.
Because there are some of your legal colleagues who have said that some of our current laws, as seen in Section 68(1)(g), Sections 109 sub G, are rendered ineffective. Why is this so?
I didn't get you very well. It's not very clear. But if I get you, you are still emphasizing on the fact that democracy appears to be endangered by the wave of defection, which I do not believe so. Just as I highlighted earlier, the laws made it very, very clear. You have the right to associate, but for the Constitution did not restrict anybody from moving from one party to the other, except members of the legislators, that is the National Assembly and the Houses of Assembly. And then it also gives conditions for doing that. And if you look at the way the other parties are going on, you also know that one of the key reasons responsible for these defections is lack of internal democracy. Lack of internal democracy, impunity, and the rest. So you cannot blame any party for the defection of other members of political party.
All right.
Of course, the APC did not force anybody to join them. But of course, if that is a platform that can serve Nigeria better, well, I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right. Mr. Kazi, let me come to you. Let me get your perspective because, it was important to start off that conversation with a legal angle. Now it's time for the political angle. You're a former member of the House of Reps, and the question that has kept, burgening the mind of majority of scholars is whether multi-party democracy is a blessing or curse to Nigeria's political environment, with particular reference to the party defection that is ravaging party politics in Nigeria. Where do you stand?
Well, again, like my brother has spoken, I appreciate the privilege to be here. And I appreciate also the opportunity to share my views on the issues of defection. Good evening, Nigerians. Well, the thing is this. You need to take into cognizance the fact that this is not the first time we are witnessing defections in the Nigerian polity. It happened before. While we were serving the House of Reps, about 40 members left the PDP to another party. This is not the first time. And we had about 5 governors, 7 actually. 2 didn't go, but we know that they work for the other party. There's nothing legally wrong with it. And actually, even politically, there's nothing really wrong with it. But I want to say that it does not depend on one political party alone. It is a huge task to be an opposition political party. Well, the governing party has a task of leading a nation and providing quality governance. But for opposition political parties, they need to make themselves a darling of society. They need to convince the people that they have what it takes, that they can command the respect of the people, that they have alternative ideas, alternative views that will cajole people into joining their political party. Yes, I know that there are restrictions for legislators that if you are voted into parliament from this political party, unless there is division. Unfortunately, in the Nigerian context, truly the political parties has over time had divisions and defections and camps that have led into a collapse of the center of such political parties. This is not the first time, for example, that PDP is having faction. There was a time a former national chairman of the party, our late father, Babaso Mollar, actually opened an alternative office for the PDP. It has happened and happened and happened. And so when you have a situation where politicians are boxed into a corner by impunity within the internal system of political parties, they are free to consider alternative platforms and pursue their political careers.
I hear you, Mr. Kazi, but let me stay with you.